Good evening. Nice to be in your home once again. But this time, my topic will be from how Al-Anon works. This book is really champion book. When I first was going to Al-Anon and I saw it, I said, I have that book. So here it is. How Al-Anon works for families and friends of alcoholics. I should go to Lessons in Faith, and I shall be discussing reading, and it says, I was so angry at what I heard. I didn't like the idea that alcoholism was a disease and that I had been affected too. To make matters worse, every time I sat on a meeting, I cried. I remember little of what was said in those early meetings. I do remember the smiles and the laughter. They made me be angry. How could any of these people be living with a drunk? I asked myself, if that were the case, they'd be miserable too. But I stayed because I knew how badly I needed help, and I didn't know where else to go. That means why do Al-Anon people stay Al-Anon? Or why do alcoholic people stay with AA? But all these people, they have one common experience, anger. Whether you are the alcoholic or whether you are the relation with someone who is alcoholic. That anger derives probably from pain or disappointment or anxiety. A lot of anxiety causes anger eventually. And the only thing that could help that anger or that anxiety is to accepting the reason why you are angry. And to accept why you're angry, you need to find. Even you accept that you're angry, deep down in your anger, why you are upset. Okay? Now it says in here that I didn't like the idea that alcoholism was a disease and that I had been affected too. So when my husband was alcoholic, he showed anger when he was at a very critical moment in his life, just before he got his help, which he needed badly. And that was really the first time that my husband showed anger with me that way. He was, I feel, out of touch. And the first thing an alcoholism does when he needs to be detoxing is a shaking of his hands. And I noticed that my husband would shake his hands as we hold the cup and coffee. I said, baby, I think it's time for you to detox. How do you detox? So I said, well, I said I'm a nurse, and I think what I heard with that is when you detox, you take a little bit off, a little at a time, not so gradual. And he said he doesn't want to do it that way. And so he technique is to drink honey and stop drinking it just like that. I said, you know what, baby, that will cause you to have seizure. And he did have seizure. And I was so scared. And at the time, I felt a little conscience trying to come out of me. A conscience, what is happening in my husband's life that I should know, or what I have in my life that my husband should know. I know that my husband is alcoholic or was alcoholic, know that at the time, and he needs to be detoxed. And what he didn't tell me is he was detoxing, and what I've advised him not to detox that way, he kept doing it anyway, and he had a seizure. So, when he seizure, I had to think real quick. I grabbed the telephone. I went to his side. He was so seizing. I was standing with my one hand, and I flipped him over on his side, try to bring him in his back because I know if the seizure, the tongue would get stuck in one place. And I had to move his back to so he would say, but his heart beats. I said, I pumped his back as hard as I could, but it was so weak. I was crying. Oh my God, husband, don't cry. I dialed the telephone again because he hung up on me. And I dialed and they came and they took him away and he seizure lapsed and they took him away and I followed. There was that hurt in me. I understand why. But he's my husband. And God has revealed to me, I can't talk about it yet. But my husband and I have been married for 11 years. And there's a lot of people out there that are celebrating their 50th, their 97. But me and my husband been married for 11 years. And that's a long time for me since it's my first marriage. And it's my husband's second marriage. And so, and we had a daughter. I just noticed, I saw my stepdaughter's picture. I don't know if her hair was dyed, but her hair is black. And when I first saw her hair first met her the first time, her hair was brown. Same brown as my husband's brown hair. And he kind of looked like me, but never mind. Well, anyway, so the anger that's coming out of a person when he experiences perhaps fear. Let me read this one. To make matters worse, every time I sat down on a meeting, I cried. So at a meeting, when you're talking to the group and telling you sharing your experience, and you would cry, that's a release. I mean, I cried too when I was talking in that group, the Al-Anon group, and I shared something, and you talk a lot. You wait for a turn. There's probably about the most was maybe 20, 25, 30 people, 40 people. And we sit around and we talk on the table, and then there when we have a little discussion. And there's questions that perhaps slowly revealed. And there's our conscience who knows the truth. And there's the mind who is working out things. And there is the person. The person who is the house, who thinks, who feels, who hurts, who cries, who imagines. And when the acceptance inside of a problem such as alcoholic or things like that, drugs, something that can stop drugs, um, someone who can stop talking, someone can stop laughing. I mean, there are those people that are not diagnosed with mental problems, but they can't stop laughing. And maybe they need to be diagnosed so they could that they are mentally ill, but I don't know. But to me, I would laugh, but I think it's like a joyful laugh. I mean, it's a laugh that means something to me because I'm not faking it. I mean, I can think of something that would laugh. And it's joyful to laugh. When you reminisce in your heart and you can tell to people what you reminisce and you just laugh and laugh and laugh. I mean, then you think you're funny. And if you have a history of mental problems, they'll put you back in mental hospital. So be careful those people that are diagnosed with mental problem and they would laugh and reminisce and they don't can tell you because it's a secret. Maybe they remembered something they don't want to share yet. So and so forth. Now it says, I remember little of what was said in those 48 meetings. I do remember the smiles and the laughter. They made me even angrier. How could any of these people be living with a drunk? So the anger turns toward you, your family. But why you stay with a drunkard person? I mean, why you bother? So you would say, that uh, how are you? Oh, love you. I know. Oh, careful. And so, um, slowly been revealed to me. And so when my husband was taken in the emergency room, and I followed him, and I didn't understand why. I wasn't always being referred to the first time, and it deals with his life. And I said, I'm his wife. Why they were referring to him his mother, his sister-in-law, his brother, and his nephew, and he never considered me as me first. Like, it's because I'm mentally ill, and I said, I mean, I can understand this thing. I said, I could learn. I mean, why didn't you give me a chance? I could learn how to do that. I could just be responsible. I said that was things going on my mind. I called my mother and told her and to pray for me and my husband. And my husband inside the emergency room. I was waiting in the lobby. And so then they came out and they took me in there to meet with my husband. And they went to talk to the doctor. And I wanted to say things, say, hey doctor, this is my husband, you should talk to me, but something hindered me in my heart why I should just wait. Now no. and I have a hurt in my heart, in my chest, and uh, but my husband, uh, he's a nice person. Um, um, I've dated other men before him. Uh, I have relationship with other men before I married my husband. I had fiance, boyfriend, first kiss. I had crushes, and I had uh, pen pals, and uh, all those things brought me towards my husband. And so when Christ, when Jesus Christ died and buried in a tomb and was raised by the Father on the third day, did we miss it? Did Jesus Christ rose from the dead? Is the tomb empty? I cry sometimes because where I want to be, where I want to be my life would be, in San Jacinto, I feel like it's being closed. But San Jacinto is very congenial. Nice neighborhoods, very convenient bus stops, more than one community. You know, there's a community right there by Esplanade, there's a community by Cottonwood, there's a community in Lyon, there's a community in community community college. There's a community in Washington. There's a community in Shaver. There's a community on Second. There's a community in Minor. I mean, there's a lot of communities in San Jacinto, and yet we all support Walmart, Stater Brothers, Rite Aid, Walgreens, uh, Starbucks, Diamond Valley Arts Council, um, uh, uh, Jack in the Box, Carl's Jr., uh, U.S. Bank, Chase Bank. We all go support those businesses in San Jacinto. And so we are self-employed. And one of the spouse is incapacitated but is able, has ability. And that was the advice of the Enterprise. Did I ever tell you that the Enterprise is Jesus Christ? I heard that before and said the Enterprise will rule first before Jesus Christ. That's not true. But now I'm preaching it because I am that preacher of the gospel. I heard that gospel and I preach it now. That's 666 before 777. And I feel happy. I think some people don't realize the significance or the importance of the Enterprise. Why it should come before 666. Coral, get down. Come here, come to Mama. Come here. And thank you. And anyway, let's go look at this book. Then it says, I asked myself if that were the case, they'd be miserable too. And that's only if you remember smiles and laughter, you would be so miserable. But if you remember smiles and laughter and even anger, anxiety, you would feel normal. And so you'd be wondering, if I'm normal and I'm alcoholic, I'm bulimic, I'm depressed, what then? So has to be the higher power, God. And the higher power should turn to, so that in the 12 steps talks about when you are unmanageable, and then you have to accept that you are having unmanageable. You are powerless over something, and there's a greater power that could restore us from sanity. And then you will be able to make a decision and turn it over to the will of a God who understood things, understood him. So then you would have to make a personal inventory. That's step 10. And when you were wrong, promptly admit it. So I did no wrong. And my husband did no wrong. I mean, it wasn't his fault that he was alcoholic. And it wasn't my fault that he was alcoholic. It's a disease. Alcoholism is a disease. And it could either kill you, or it could send you to prison, or it could even castrate you. It means take you out of relationship, fellowship, not only from God, from your family, from your wife, from people, from work, you know. Then it says, but I stayed because I knew how badly I needed help and I didn't know where else to go. So this person perhaps stayed as uncomfortable he was because uh, he had nowhere to go, or she had nowhere to go. Uh, my husband, I always tell my husband, you know, husband, I said, uh, you believe in telepathy, right? So I tell my husband, talk to me in my mind. I said, husband, I said, it's end time. It's going to get tougher than this. I know it will. So make sure, because I know you're going to have evidence of big money and I won't. Just you make sure that I won't be able to live alone and you won't be able to live alone because we're going to be living together and not be separated. But then he said, 5 months we'll be separated before the end time is over. I don't know what he decided. But I told him for me to say, Marie Clay, maybe 20 days will separate and you'll come back for me. I don't know. I know when I was living in Amblewood, Bella's Apartments, me and my husband, we lived there and he left me. He came to San Jacinto. We live at Diamond Valley RV Park, LLC. But I took us out of there because it was a terrible place to live. Oh my gosh. But we had so wonderful plants there. We had fruit, we had apricot, we had nectarine, we had pear, we had black Merlot grapes, we had so delicious. We had so many things to eat there. I mean, I trained myself to have strong stomach there. I used to say to my friends, Mama said, come on, go camping, So don't wash the pots. Just go ahead and cook. So I said, well, and now my stomach is strong. I said, but my husband's stomach not strong. But I said, I just don't like my husband's stomach. So I didn't tell him. I cook. I don't tell him to wash the pot. He loves my cooking. Well, so anyway, um, now I'm in Bethel, but we're staying here. But future, I like to buy a house someday. Uh, start saving. He tells me, how can we start saving here? We have no much. We don't have enough money here. So can you get money? More money than what we have right now? We go to the low income. Um, my benefits yung pala. So we're staying here. We're leaving. 2 bedroom, we're waiting for 2 bedroom. The 1 bedroom, although it has a 15 waiting list, it's not moving. The 2 bedroom was 200, now they're working. Next time she working that, it's gonna be me and my husband. So right now she's working on 12 people, and I'm gonna be one of them the next one. That's what she told me. So I said, you think we can move in there about before November Thanksgiving? We'll see. Christmas, we'll see, maybe. So hopefully we'll move there. It's a one-story building. It's got, I do believe 24 buildings, one story, four units each. And there's a patio, and there's a storage, it's a 2 bedroom, 1 bath. There's a little plot in there on the side. I guess I plant flowers there and I just plant vegetables inside the patio. Huge patio. You could put a huge caterpillar. Do you know caterpillar? Um, you use this caterpillar shade. Um, um, I'm thrilled and I'm pink. Inside and outside. Um, I'm alive, I'm well. Um, I enjoy my life. I'm in a hurry to get rich, although I feel like I'm rich. Um, I I know that God has a plan for me to be a better person, to be in a better place someday. But like a Habakkuk, I say, give me 15 years. Well, I've been doing that now for almost 20 years. So 15 years has passed by. 20 years. I don't know. Well, I said, I want to buy my own house with me and my husband's ability. I don't know though. My husband's getting tired of gardening, by the way. He told me. I said, go baby, please go to school. So I don't know what he's going to do. So that's why I do a low income just in case he wants to go to school. And he doesn't have to go to work. And my income would be suitable for the low income apartment. And we're going to get low income benefits and get bought and Pell Grant. So just pray for us, me and my husband. Maybe that's what's unmanageable with my husband because my husband can do whatever I leave him to, and he follows my way, but I follow his way too. But like the poem that I wrote on Father's Day, uh, I love my husband, and I have no doubt that my husband loves me. Um, um, in a secret, in a quiet place, I'll be there. In a way, maybe that's what's gonna lead me to come back, but you can't because it's a two-bedroom. You can't live in a two-bedroom. So in a way, well, thank you. Have a pleasant day. Have a nice evening. And when you're angry, don't be afraid to pray. Don't be afraid to talk it out. Don't be afraid to minister to yourself. You need to minister to yourself. How can you minister to yourself? Buy some clothes. Get new glasses. Fix your hair. Um, you know, that great clip. They only have haircuts for $6.99. So haircuts are getting cheap, so pretty soon when you go to beauty salon goes, I'm gonna have a perm. I should perm my hair now. I should, huh? I don't know. I'm gonna get longer some more. By the way, thank you for everything, God. Me and my husband really loves you. We really thank you from the bottom of our heart for protecting us. And the Bible said that um, the ox plows and has a yoke, and without the you know the yoke on the ox would be very harder to bear if there's no for that too, and also if there's no farmer to guide the ox. And what we need to realize that when we can't bear it no more, pray. Treat yourself, talk to yourself, talk to the person. Um, but remember, worship in spirit and in truth. Okay, thank you everybody. Stay tuned.